Joining me live now from Islamabad is Bakthiar Ahmed, the country director of the International Medical Corps in Pakistan. Thank you so much for being with us. You hear these numbers, 1,100 people dead, including hundreds of children. You hear that 33 million people have been affected in all of this, that a third of Pakistan is potentially underwater. And while those numbers and those statistics certainly sound very alarming, it doesn't actually tell you what the people of Pakistan are enduring right now as I speak. Can you explain to us what ordinary people who have managed to survive this are dealing with right now?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. As you have already explained that the extent of this and the scale of this monsoon rains and flooding were unprecedented and enormous. So all of the countries affected, all 4 provinces are affected, and the people affected are basically their homes are damaged. More than 1 million homes have been damaged. So some are in camps, some are in the government buildings, some are with their friends and families, some are in the makeshift shelters. So they need food, water, shelter. They need access to health facilities, to health services. They need clean drinking water. So the needs are huge, and they're all over the country. And the damage is also enormous. About more than 3,000 kilometers of roads and more than 150 bridges have been washed out by the floods, and the whole communities, villages, and towns are surrounded by water, totally cut off. So there are huge needs, and there are more than 6 million people in the need of immediate assistance, and about 30 million people are affected by these floods and rains.
Yeah, and I mean, it's incredibly difficult to hear that people are struggling to find drinking water, that people's homes have been washed away, that in some cases entire families have died in all of this. And that obviously people are struggling in terms of short-term needs, but it's also about the long-term needs as well. People are struggling, especially in terms of their livelihoods. Pakistan is a country that relies heavily on agriculture, and now in many parts of the country, there's simply no land to cultivate. Just walk us through that aspect of what people are dealing with as well.
Yeah, the agriculture has also badly been affected. There are about 2 million acres of agricultural land is underwater, and 700,000 heads of cattle have been washed away. So the livelihood of the people have been taken away, and it will also affect the food security in the coming days, because the standing crops have been decimated by the floods. So there will be food shortages in the coming days and months for the people who are not directly affected, but they will then be affected due to food shortages and high prices. So yes, the livelihood of the people, and there are long-term needs also. Right now we are in the phase of even rescue and relief. With relief, rescue is going on because the flooding is still continuing. But after some time, there are longer-term needs and enormous needs. All the infrastructure has to be rebuilt. The livelihood has to be restored for the people. The houses has to be rebuilt. So the health facilities, more than 700 health facilities have been damaged. They have to be rebuilt. So the needs are enormous, and there are long-term needs, and they will take not days and weeks, but months and months to take back the country to a level it was pre-floods.
And what's happening right now in southern Pakistan? Because from what I understand, that part of the country is bracing for more floods because some of the water in other parts of the country could be flowing downstream towards the southern part of the country. So what is being done right now to help care for and, I guess, protect the people of southern Pakistan?
Yeah, actually, there was heavy rains last week in the northern part of Pakistan in the mountains, and that water has now flowed to various rivers and channels into the main Indus River. And that Indus River then flows into southern Punjab and then into Sindh and goes into Arabian Sea. So all the areas that are near the Indus River, they are being flooded, and flood water is still moving into the river, and it's going toward southern Punjab and then to northern Sindh and then ultimately to southern Sindh. So those areas are already flooded from the rains previously, and there is standing water there, and more water is coming in. So the rescue operations are going on but undoubtedly this water will then flood more areas and make the situation worse in the areas which are already flooded. So the rescue operations are ongoing, but we are bracing for more floods in the southern part of the country.